Several versions of this story are known to exist, but it's widely claimed the original came from an unknown author who continues to be tormented as an adult by a horrific memory from her childhood, the details of which may or may not be real. All she can confirm is that her mother and father died long ago under unspecified but traumatic circumstances, and that the recurring nightmare which continues to plague her suggests her parents were murdered by some inhuman thing. In this version, the author recounts a dream in which she's 7 years old, frozen with fear in her bed, trying desperately not to look at her mother and father, whose mangled bodies are growing cold just a few feet away. Mere hours before, she had been awakened by the sound of screaming from down the hallway. When she crept out to investigate, she saw a large pool of blood on the kitchen floor. Panicking, she dashed back to her bedroom and hid under the covers, trying to convince herself this was all just a vivid nightmare. That's when the thing began to drag her parents' bodies into the room. Still feigning sleep despite her heart's frantic pounding, she tried to open her eyes just a sliver to catch a closer look at what the creature was doing, and saw it was deliberately positioning the bodies so the girl could see them. The thing then reached up with a blood-smeared hand and began to slowly write something on the wall. In the near darkness, it was impossible to read, but the creature was evidently taking great care, like an artist signing their work with a flourish. When it was satisfied with its task, the thing silently scuttled over to a shadowy corner of the room and waited. This brings us back to the point where the author began, remembering herself paralyzed beneath the covers for what seemed like an eternity. At first, she was just praying to wake up, then just wishing desperately for the thing to go away, then simply hoping to decipher the writing on the wall before it came for her. The author's vivid recall of the dream by this point suggests she's still dreaming as she writes. Perhaps she's still back in that bed for real. Not a grown woman, but a terrified child, reliving that horrible night over and over. It's impossible to know for sure. All we do know is this: when the first light of morning entered the room, the wall was illuminated just enough for her eyes to discern what was written there.
I know you're awake.